Scorpio, what is up? I missed you guys. It's been a week, another fast week. I'm looking at your cards here now for mid-February, looking for the last 2 weeks of February for Scorpio. I don't think I'm going to have time to fit in another weekly read before the new energies come in for the March monthly. So we're just going to coast out of February, ask the cards for 2 weeks here for Scorpio. Tarot, what are the messages for Scorpio for the next 2 weeks leading out of February? Scorpio, what are the messages leading out of February 2017 for Scorpio? I hope this reading finds you all in abundance and in good health. Very important. If you're not quite there, if you're going through some troubles, well, and that's why we're here together in this moment. Well, let's look to tarot to see what the messages are for Scorpio in these last 2 weeks of February 2017. Again, we got you here in the middle. I have trouble picking up the cards, and I've been smashing my fingers at work here, and I could be such a great hand model too, don't you guys think? Just kidding. This isn't about me. This is about you, Scorpio. Let's take a look and see here what your cards are for the last 2 weeks of February. Okay, in the overall position, we got this Six of Swords again. What's going on? This has been prevalent for you guys all through February. So this is rougher waters into more calm scenery. This card that's a traditional meaning of this card when it's upright. Upside down here, it kind of means that these rougher waters could be continuing for a little bit longer, or some of you aren't doing enough to bring the stability that you are seeking around you. This Six of Swords here. It looks like this has been quite a struggle for a lot of Scorpios to find these calmer, stiller waters. Because I mean, we're looking at Scorpio as like a very sort of deep, secretive sometimes. Like the traits of Scorpio are very powerful. They're ones that like human beings generally like tend to shy away from, like Scorpio traits. So when you are in your element, when you are in your water element, sometimes you're like either riding the surf or you're really swimming against the tide. So for some of you, I really have a feeling that we're having a struggle to return to health, to return to, that intuitive nature that you might have. So this card is telling me to tell you to keep plugging along, Scorpio. Don't give up on whatever it is you're dealing with. We're going to set this off to the side for now and try to relate back to that at the end of the reading, which for these, I'm going to stick with the structured reading of these seven house chakra areas for life. Starting out with the grounding energy, we have Ace of Cups reversed. Wow, Ace of Cups reversed. What are we looking at here? Why is this Ace of Cups here? I think for a lot of you, there has been a need to create something new for a long time. But many of you haven't maybe been doing it or taking the steps to get it done. Others of you might have missed out on opportunity due to old ways of thinking. And some of you might actually have just been very busy that you're kind of neglecting some of the bigger messages that life is wanting to show you here. So to have this Ace of Cups show up in a grounding energy, it's almost showing you that you need to get grounded in order to move forward. There needs to be a little bit less thinking and a little bit more feeling going on here. And getting in touch with your feeling, getting in touch with your body will allow you to ground and will allow you to progress. So, an Ace of Cups, this is new things coming into your life, or new things are wanting to come into your life. Okay, new energies, new vibrations, new frequencies, that sort of thing. Okay? Interesting. This is an interesting card. I always say interesting, but this is interesting. Card to have in your grounding energy. So, as we move up, oh my goodness, and in the House of Creativity, we have the Empress. How beautiful is that? So for some Scorpios, this is definitely like hands down blindsided, like pregnancy, like happy new birth, happy new kid, and I see this being embraced with some of you with a lot of loving energy surrounding you. To have this in the creative position as well, this is the ultimately creative card in the deck. Like the Empress creates like everything. So this again is kind of like reminding me to tell you that this is manifest destiny. You are the creators of your own reality. the intention you set forward, the attention that you give it, and the steps you take to do it, well, that's the secret. That's the manifesting, the road to manifesting. Some of you have been through the same cycles of learning so many times that in this year one, many of you could be like at a fork in the road where now you're on that path of manifesting versus like being stuck on that cyclical path of learning and having to relearn because lessons have been applied. So this is a great card to see in the creative spot here for you, the Empress. So for some of you, pregnancy. For those of you that are internalizing here, this could be a call to get your intuition working for you. Seek out knowledge, spiritual growth knowledge, to get synchronicity, manifest destiny, and what was the other thing? The law of attraction working for you, okay? Great card there. Great card there, Scorpio. Okay, in the solar plexus, gut instinct, we got Five of Wands. So this card has been around Scorpio a lot of February too for a lot of you. This time it's coming straight up. I can't remember if it was where it was last time. But what I'm going to say here is use your gut instinct to know when to get involved and when not to get involved, especially situations surrounding work. I have a feeling some of you might have lost some really good, close friends at work. And by lost, I didn't mean like maybe they just quit, or maybe they went on maternity leave, or maybe they, are just not there for a while. But some of you, I have a feeling, might have lost some allies at work when it comes to being able to move forward and get things done properly. Like people that you work well together with, I have a feeling like they may not be as close with you this month. This card really speaks to me of work environment, and it's asking you to check in with your gut to know when to get involved and when not to get involved, because that is your choice as well. There might be, for a few of you, a few situations where you can't help but get involved, but you're gonna have to really fight your way through those kinds of situations should they come at you. A lot of you, I got a feeling here, are not really wanting to be at the grind. Even the 9 to 5 action is really might have got some of you down, and the feeling of the gut is if only I could find something better, if only I could just be doing something else, if only the universe would show me something, or what I'm supposed to actually be doing. But let's work through this Five of Wands. Earlier in February, we had some Four of Wands energy, and it's moving into Five of Wands energy. So here again, beware of overly competitive people that might want your job, or they might want to make you look bad, or people out there trying to embarrass you, like air signs, things of that nature. Picking up on even potentially earth signs, creating stuff. The rumor mill is always prevalent with this Five of Wands energy. It's silliness. So use your gut instinct to know what to get involved in, what to stay out of, and if you're forced into be involved, get that stinger out. Get yourself in a position where you're prepared to battle your way through it. Okay. All right. So that was the solar plexus. That was like ugh. All right, now we got into the heart of hearts. Sacred heart energy is Chariot. This is unbelievable. This is great. So for a lot of you, this is fast motion. This is a quickening of something that an idea or a perception that you might have, and it's really asking you to cut through the yin and the yang of it, the doubt and the certainty of it. This card is asking you to follow your intuition. It's not so much like a follow your heart card. This is more of like follow your intuition. But the fact is showing up in Sacred Heart card is that what your heart wants and what your intuition is showing you might be aligned for a lot of you this month. So that's really good. It's a positive energy to see this Chariot here. Other things I could mention with this Chariot here is be cautious of distractions. And they're not even like major distractions, but there could be some things that are just like mildly distracting for you over these next 2 weeks that could get you off your focus. You might be a little bit daydreamy about something like that's on your mind. That's kind of forced to just like go into autopilot, so to speak. So yeah, this is a good energy to have in this Chariot. I really like that for you. And again, with this Empress here in the sacral, it shows that the quickening of something, some of you might be on the verge of like starting a new family here, and some of you might have just purchased a house or something very major, and now you're like going into that process as well, like first time home buyers. I'm thinking for Scorpio a lot. It's a good 2017 has been pretty kind to you. You're dealing with a lot of like superficial bullshit, but like the overall energy and what the universe wants to give you here has been like less like hardcore discipline lesson learning and more like, okay, now I want to see what you're gonna do kind of thing, right? So really good cards. Let's move up the ladder here into our communications and our personal truth. We've got 10 of Wands. Okay, this is pretty clear cut to me. This is like, you gotta get it off your chest. You gotta tell somebody something that you've been holding on to for too long. A lot of you have been feeling weighed down in areas of passion and in areas of personal strength. The things that you have been like potentially accepting or kind of like going 50-50 on are just weighing a little bit too heavy for you. So this shows a real like speak your mind for whether some of you are searching for closure in relationships, or for some of you that are looking to tell even your boss off or some coworkers off. I'm sort of like it's in your potential like to be that way, but this card here is showing that you're once you get these last few things off your chest to the people that that need to hear them, it will be much more liberating for you than a current situation. Okay, so that's 10 of Wands and personal truth. Interesting. Okay. Now, as we move up to vision questioning and soul questing, and vision searching, seeking. This is pineal gland energy. This is hypothalamus area. We've got 5 of Swords reversed. So this card to me speaks of hollow victory. This card to me speaks of one-upmanship. And this card to me is pure 100% ego. This is ego-based. And the feeling I got here for you, Scorpios, is that we're really going to have to watch our own egos this month to make sure that these kind of blessings, these good things, and the stuff the universe can't give you this stuff if you're ego-based in your thinking and your feeling. If your processes, be it whatever it is, are truly like only there to feed ego, if you're not in touch with your body, if you're not in touch with yourself, it's going to be tougher for the universe to give you what it is that you're seeking, what it is you're desiring. So in essence, this is kind of like not traditional letting go, but this is more so of like losing yourself a little bit. Like there's things about ourselves that we all like and we all dislike, and then there's things about ourselves that other people like and other people dislike, right? And really like calming our own egos down. There's more listening than speaking. A lot of times this is like alerting your lower chakras to the environment that's around you rather than just being head or heart strong about it, can lead you to these things. So I would suggest deeper meditations for a lot of you, and definitely some research in regards to spiritual growth. If you got like a New Age bookstore or something in your community, I'd go and check it out for sure. The fact that it's here with a 5 of Wands, 5 of Swords, 5 of Wands energy up for you here, Scorpio. This could relate back to the gut instinct that we're having at work here, where the situations here is like of one-upmanship and like making others look bad. And I'm not saying that it's you. I'm just saying that here we really might have some struggles, some short-term struggles with that here in this 5 of Wands, 5 of Swords energies. And it's interesting. The 5 of Wands, we're going into this 6 here, this 6 of Swords reversed, moving into these stiller waters. So if we're able to calm our thoughts and our ego and the me, the my, our self-encapsulated identity, if we're able to let that go through the end of February, we're going to have some really amazing blessings come in. But if we cling too tight to that, it's going to be, like I said earlier, tougher to get from these rougher waters to these still liberating, calming, and stabilized energies. Okay? Now let's see what the universe is going to send down. What are the majority of Scorpios in for when it comes to what the universe said? Oh no! Oh wow! This is like, oh, fancy seeing you here, fool. Wow. This card, I love to hate it and I hate to love it. It's beautiful in so many ways, but it's also such a staunch warning. And some of you are going to be like, this reading didn't help me at all. But what I'm going to say is, with this Fool here, is it's a good card to see in an outcome, which in my readings, the crown energy is the outcome because it's what the universe is showing next. Not what Jimmy or Betty down the street is going to do to you next. My readings are, this is what the universe is showing to you next. So for those of you that have maybe had a sense of like the world energy, or the very end of the major arcana, like you're feeling, and you're Scorpio, so I know you can feel this like chapter of your life absolutely just closing and the new page turning. It's like, it's this kind of energy. Transformation has occurred and now new journey is beginning. And the Fool here is saying to, yes, let's embrace it, but let's embrace it carefully. Let's embrace it with the newfound knowledge of the stuff that's going on. So when I see this, to me, it relates back to these cornerstone energies here of this Ace of Cups reverse and this Chariot upright. This card is saying, follow your dreams, but follow them not to fulfill your ego. Follow them because you know that what waits for you is what you've been desiring, like what your true essence of being has been desiring from the very start of all this trouble and tribulation maybe that the last 9 or 10 years has gotten you into. This is a powerful year one for a lot of Scorpios. Some of you are going to make it, some of you aren't. I won't make no bones about it. But yeah, it's interesting to see that Fool there. I'm really curious to see what March brings for you guys. I want to say, let's keep on our guard in our professional lives these next 2 weeks, okay? For those of you, congratulations. The first-time home buyers, new babies, things like that, congratulations. I love you guys. And for those of you that might be dealing with a little bit of this, like still this what the hell is going on energy, I would really want to say to you, let's really get in touch with ourselves. Let's kind of turn the TVs off, turn the radios off, get some beautiful medleys going on, and even some reminiscing. Let's get in touch with our childlike nature, so that we can truly believe that what we're feeling is good and what we're feeling is true, and be like, some people have childlike traumatic energies still from their childhood, but there are always those shining moments that can bring you back to a point of purity. And that's what I'd really like to ask you guys to get in touch with, Scorpio, for the ones of you that are having trouble with this grounding energy as well. Let's make sure nutrition is at the forefront of this one as well. Okay, Scorpio, really interesting reading. Some of your cards have remained stagnant, but some of the cards have really been like showing you like the promise of this new energy and these new things coming in. So very interesting reading, Scorpio. Hope you coast out of February beautifully, and we'll see you again for the start of March.